Take 1, Scene 1, let's go. Hi DOPs, it's Alexey Andreev and this is a new exclusive DOP POV series video. And by the way, I'm glad to welcome you on this exclusive channel that's only available to my Boosty subscribers. Without further ado, let's start our breakdown. Today we have a cinematography breakdown of a commercial which I shot for a sausage brand. Let's have a look first. We shot this video in a house outside the city. It was a multi-story house. Some scenes were filmed on a second and even third floors. The commercial itself is comprised of several videos being shown simultaneously, one per character. Each of them is in his or her own environment. A couple eating at home, a clerk having a meal at work, etc., etc. In order not to change locations frequently and move from one to another, we had to search for a house that would allow us to shoot not only scenes in the kitchen but also in the office. We ended up shooting this video in 2 neighbor houses, where there were several kitchens, several living rooms, one of which we turned into an office space. Alright, that window. We need the tallest light stand. And a 9 kilowatt fixture. Is there enough space? Yes, only in this one window. This was not an easy task, I must say. First of all, one wall contrasted with another quite strongly. One was black, the other was white. The window frames were also white. All of that makes cinematographer's life more complicated. In addition, as usual, it was decided that the character would be sitting close to the wall, because the idea was to hang his Employee of the Month diplomas onto the wall. That is why we spent quite a lot of time inside of this small room to make this room actually look pretty. Lower the curtains, please. Otherwise, the upper part will be overexposed. Let the flares be located here and lower. Can we adjust the window blinds? We used ARRI M90, a 9 kilowatt fixture emitting a cold light. We used the tallest stand we had to raise it high enough for it to work well with the windows. Can we move the table closer here? It is too close to the window now. Yes, like this. Where do we place the sky panel? Here, to the side. Actually, wait a bit. We need to deal with a 9 kilowatt fixture first. The artist used a double-sided adhesive tape to stick the false wallpapers onto the black wall. Those wallpapers were gray, so the overall contrast of the room became much lower. What if we changed the angle of the camera? That would make the picture seem very flat. Give the camera, please. A little backwards, please. Wait a bit. I wanted to remove the filter. Guys, can someone remove the mosquito net from the window? Will it not open? Okay, I'll wait. Let's lower the brightness. And start with the minimum or some medium value. Let's leave it like this for now. We'll bring the camera back at position and I'll take a look. There are already some soft reflections on the wall, so I don't think we'll need to come up with something else. Light mat? Maybe, but at the same angle. Otherwise, the crisscross situation would not look good. My initial plan was to shoot against the window, illuminate the actor from the right side, use a large diffusion frame and a sky panel, but I first decided to see how the reflection from the wall would look. The light goes there, and it's not really reflected onto him. We can place light mat or a reflection board. We could grip it here. Oh, a hazer. We need it here. We need an anti-filter, 0.3. Do we have it? Or wait, 1.2 and then goes 2.1. So the step is 0.9. Okay then, we need 0.6. Do we have it? No. No? Then we'll use a 0.3. I see the light mat, okay. Could we remove the glass from the diploma frame? Now the light mat reflects in the window glass unexpectedly. You move it backwards. Oh, I love how nicely they are illuminated. It would be even better to place something dark onto it to balance the white of the wall. Oh, the plant. Always either a hit or miss. I don't know. I think Astera's light is warmer than we need. Is it 4000 now? Then we need it to be 4500. What about turning it off? Just to check how it is. Turn it back on. And back off. It does not really contribute much, only makes the shadow brighter. We have enough backlight. Such situations occur sometimes. I get all the equipment in place, then I check how the overall picture looks, only to find that I do not need something. So I turn it off. I think this approach is good because if I did not prepare all of that and then suddenly decided to add something during shooting, I would spend a lot more time and most importantly, I would waste other people's time. Ask the actor to leave the frame, ask the guys to install the light, and then only then check if it works good for the scene. I think it's best to prepare and install all the potentially useful equipment, sources of light, If something is not working well, you can always simply turn it off. So I recommend you to always foresee all the possible options, where the actor may turn, where the camera may be directed, perhaps some fixture must be there just in case. Always prepare yourself. And action! Stop. Honestly, this scene looked too TV to my taste until we filled the room with smoke. After that, the feeling of volume appeared, some cinematic vibe, some softness, which helped save the scene. Later, we zoomed in to shot the actor take a bite of sandwich. It was a close shot and a cheek seemed too brightly illuminated by the backlight. That is why I used a part of the diffusion frame to soften the light. We also placed a small light shield onto the table to enhance the key light on the actor's face. Where do you want to place the chroma key? I think here, from pillar to pillar. And we'll even cover these pillars actually. Wait a minute, I thought we wanted to use a T-bone stand. We can try, but I'm not sure it will be stretched properly on the edges. We were lucky that the room was facing a large balcony where we could place our chroma key and arrange lighting. In this scene, a couple is having a romantic dinner. They are enjoying some delicious meal. According to the plot, we were not supposed to see the face of the man sitting at the table, as he was a crowd artist. The main character was the lady. Also, neither the client nor the director liked the view from the window, which is why we decided to use chroma key to add city lights during post-production. How will sky panels work? What do you mean? I mean their color temperature. The light would be cold, 5600K, and about 10% brightness since the blue chroma key does not need much. Can we place the camera here? And we'll be moving along this axis here. During location scouting, I was checking all the spots, where the sun will be and a certain time of the day. As we were preparing, we did not know what the weather would be. It ended up being cloudy during the shooting day. Still, we tried to make use of the sun that was available when we needed. This particular scene was supposed to be shot at dusk to avoid an unnecessary parasite light passing through the windows. Because it was winter, the light day was short, it was pretty dark by 4 p.m, and we could start shooting the scene. We need to use the diffusion frame here for this T-bone. Or better here, behind the drawer. And we'll use the light mats for it. They don't want to see the actor's face. Then we need to shift the table to keep him seated with his back to the camera. Well, I need the actors to sit face to the camera, so yeah, we need to shift the table. You might have noticed that many of my scenes are shot against the angle of the room. Let me explain it for those who may have not heard me saying this in some of my other videos. Because the TV screen is flat, the cinematographer's task is to show a space, a volume. The light and the overall geometry of the space we're shooting in helps create that feeling of volume, that perspective. So when we see an angle in the frame, we see both walls going kind of further, hence the feeling of volume is created. In addition, the appropriate light schemes help enhance this effect. This frame was no exception. I decided to shoot against the angle of the room in front of the windows. I don't think I want to see the second window. Could you please move a little to the left? Yes, like this. We won't see this empty part of the table, will we? No, we won't. Please close the curtain a tiny bit. I can see the edge of the chroma key. Okay, wonderful. We need to use the floppy, maybe even two. Close this part, so that nothing reaches the background. And make it warm, 3200K. And lower its brightness, please. A little more. And a little more. Stop. Leave it like this for now. Let's now make our chroma key brighter. Set it to the minimum, around 20%. Let's move the light mat a little closer to me. And the frame as well. Move it closer to the pillar. We must put the honeycomb grid onto both these light mats. And the one on the right will be imitating the backlight from the floor lamp on the back. Attach it to the boom stand and we'll just stretch it. This will be the backlight directed somewhat like this at the actor sitting here. That lamp does not seem to be in the right spot. We should move it. Yes, along the window on the right. Move it to the right, guys, and bring back the floor lamp. Change the angle slightly, please. Yeah, like this. Closer to the curtain. A little more. More. Stop. Like this. Now it is not in front of the chroma key. Make it warm and decrease its brightness, please. Keep decreasing. Make it 10%. Like this, yes. At least for now. Okay, change of plans. This light mat won't be the backlight. Let it shine from the camera's side with a cold light. Not from the camera, from the pillar. It is important to avoid excessive contrast of the image when shooting female faces, especially if we are shooting some kind of romantic atmosphere. That is why it is sensible to add the fill-in light to the key light. In our case, I did not want to make the face too flat in terms of lighting. If I added the fill-in light of the same warmth as the key light, we would lose the color grading on the face. That is why I decided to make that fill-in light colder. It was justified by the fact that it was an evening scene and there could be some kind of cold sources of light outside, from the windows, the kitchen, etc. That is why when shooting evening scenes, I often use a warm key light and a cold fill-in light to create colder tones on a shadowed part of the face. Let's try from here, why not? For sake of experimenting, make it cold, 5600K, or just make it the coldest and lower its brightness to 2%. Please also turn off the light mat 4 there. We'll readjust it now. The tablecloth seems very flat. Perhaps we could do something about it? Increase the brightness of this light mat on my left. No, that's a bit too much. Lower it, please. And move it closer to me slightly. Alright, wonderful. Now let's add the key light. That's too much. Lower it. Leave it like this for now. I need a flag, guys. We'll block this backlight. Are light dimmers working? Let's lower the brightness of the fixture on the right. Is there a hole in the wall? Is this why we're stretching the curtain? Is that hole spoiling everything? I mean, the curtain is all over the wall now. I suggest that we reveal that hole. Just stretch it over the table. Right from here. No, right from where you stand, from behind the floppy perhaps. I think your current location is fine. That's the closest spot to the plate, I think. Yes, like this from this angle. Simply stretch it. We can move the light closer to the table. There's enough room. Okay, but make the beam circular, a little wider than the plate itself. That's too narrow now. And we need to open the curtains. Make it a bit wider, please. Yeah, but it should be round instead of square. Open the curtains completely. Lower the brightness. That's minimum. Oh, let's use the fusion frame then. The white shirt is illuminated too brightly now. We need to fix it. Do we have a red grid? Let's use it with D-Light DLH4 and raise it higher, please. Stop. Now add some brightness using the dimmer. Could you please move your right hand close to you? Simply rest your hand on the wrist. Yeah, like this. Cover it like this. Just like this from this side. Place it here, guys. In this scene, the main character opens the fridge in the middle of the night, takes the sausage and takes a bite. A refrigerator without the back wall was prepared especially for this scene so that the view would be from the inside of it. I placed this fridge face to the angle of the kitchen, so the kitchen was in the background. And if we moved even slightly, we would already see the room in the background, at least the wall of the room. Therefore, we placed the fridge in front of the kitchen in a way that also allowed us to see the window. We needed that window to show that the scene took place during the night. As we look at the window, we see a cold bluish light and instantly think that it is a nighttime. Okay, so we need to imitate the nighttime. I don't think that this filter will work well enough to darken the window, but we could place a diffusion frame in the back. Or an ND. Do we have it? Raise it to the second shelf where the sausage is. Well, we need to lower the camera. Let me hold it for you. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop. Place it close to the fridge. And place it lower, close to the lens. Yes, I will be moving like this close. Then we need to move light matte further. The screen does not fit. Really? It seems to fit so far. Keep lowering the light matte. Good. Is this 2%? No, I've just turned it on. Alright. May I please turn off the lights? Thanks. Oh, great. That's the coldest. I think the window is fine, so we might leave it as it is now. How bright is it now? It's the minimum brightness. Please make it a bit brighter. Maybe a little brighter. I think we should not overload that upper shelf. Everything is getting in the way of the light. Yes, no problem, we don't even need that. Should I take everything away? You may leave something on the edges. The windows in the room were covered with black cloth to avoid the unnecessary sunlight. I can see the shadow from the shelf. Yes, I can see it too. It occurs because of the edge. Perhaps we could use another shelf from another fridge, the one without this kind of edge. In fact, there is one you need here. Can we change these? Yes. Yeah, that is so much better. But it's a bit dirty. Let's clean it. Like this. Yeah, we'll do like this. And then turn on? Yes. Oh wait, that's backlight working now. Turn it back on. What color do you need? Yellow? Warm? The warmest? Yeah, the warmest. Yes, the warmest. I need something to darken that panel laying below. Some diffusion frame, because it's too bright. I usually shoot scenes from inside the refrigerator with a barely noticeable and very dull light in order to actually see something other than a black picture. Usually we close the door, dim the key light we have above, but leave some cold light on. In this case, I used the panel that illuminated bottom of the fridge and its walls, and its reflected light provided an overall filling in. It just seems too bright. I think I could direct the light to the wall or to the bottom. Let's rehearse. Everyone's ready? Ready. And 3, 2, 1. Wait a minute. Sorry, I need to close the door. Okay, one more time. 3, 2, 1. Action. Do we focus on the sausage? Usually, when making commercials like these, the following scenes are shot, where the character walks to the door, opens it, the camera moves closer to the character. Then during editing, a part when the character takes the sausage is cut out. That is why we prepared several options, with the door open, with the door closed, with the light turning on inside, but eventually it did not make it to the final cut, only the part where the character takes the sausage. Camera ready, silence on the set, camera. 3, 2, 1, action. Stop. On the right in the corner of the kitchen, a vertically aligned light mat to L was illuminating the character with a cold light. And we also placed one Astera in the back for extra illumination. We covered the window with a cold filter because it was enough for blocking the light. We used one layer of it first, since the weather was cloudy and because many objects around the house were casting shadows and blocking the light. Therefore, we did not have to darken it too much. Then we changed the location of the refrigerator, turned it around to shoot it from the side. Just place it straight. Yes, like this. Now, place the light mat to the wall. And we'll have the backlight here from the door side. And we'll turn the light mat off. This window must be covered entirely. Yeah, with a floppy. Wait, this light mat should be directed here instead. To my side, yes. Better place it above the door. Let me open it and see if it works well. Place it here, above the door itself. We'll need to block that light, and the light from there as well. We need to place a large frame here. Let's take that 12 feet one and place it here, and we'll cover the windows with curtains. This light mat is placed incorrectly. The light goes there, but it should be directed at me. Okay, good. Someone please fix the door so that it does not close. Okay, but now we need to move the slider away from the tabletop. About 15 centimeters. Both its ends? Of course. Let's leave it like this for now. Align the light mat horizontally, please. Because the character was taking the sausage and the key light was working, by the moment he turns to the camera to take the bite, the light from the fridge started looking bad. That is why I installed another frame to help create the feeling of the cold light from the refrigerator or some window that could be located in the same room. Move closer to the fridge, please. Add some brightness there, please. We should turn the slider or the actor a bit. It's always easier to turn the actor around, guys. Keep turning it. Yes, like this. Place the diffusion frame closer to me, please. We added some color contrast on the face. The light from the fridge was a bit warmer, while the filling in light from the diffusion frame was colder. Closer to the slider. Okay, now move the fixture closer here as well. Let's place the frame higher and slightly at an angle. A little more. Higher, please. The angle is good. More? Yes, the light mat itself should be higher. Do we have a reflection board? Around 2x4 size. Stand here and stretch your arm like this. I want it to be placed like this. And perhaps we should use the white side instead of silver. That is all, my friends. Thank you for becoming my Boosty subscribers. I promise to keep making the best content for you. See you soon in the next video. Bye.